I hope.
Yes, I think that's it should be okay, and I welcome all of you once more, and thank you very much for this very incredible on-time presentation today, and participation as well. I would immediately start. We decided, to share with you what is basically our draft agenda for the LIM5 in Puglia region. I will, before starting with sharing the draft agenda, to introduce to all of you two of my very valuable colleagues, Anna Liberti and Paola Sisto. They are working with me in Arti, and of course with some other colleagues as well that at the moment are not part of this call. They will support all of us, actually. In the events in Puglia, and also particularly in the organization of this today's LIM. I will immediately share the screen, so maybe we can see. Let me see. I think that there is. You can see my screen? Yeah, okay. You can see the draft agenda? Yes. I'm sorry, but I can see only Marco at the moment. So if Marco will say yes.
We can, yeah,
Okay.
at least I can see it. I hope, yeah.
Okay. So, well, let's say that I will definitely very briefly, going through the agenda. This is, of course, a starting point for us, but it's a good starting point. We will definitely have a base in Brindisi area. Brindisi is the city in, let's say, the southern part of Puglia, but very definitely quite near to Bari. Is a city with a port and an airport as well, so it could be reached by plane directly, but it can also be reached from the international airport of Bari very fast by train. But of course, for any kind of logistic and organizational stuff, I will definitely leave the floor to Anna and Paola soon after this short presentation. So the arrival, of course, is meant to be the night on the afternoon or night on the 7th of April. And we will have the opportunity, of course, as you can say, for an informal dinner with the partners that would like, of course, to join. And the beginning of the limit will be on the 8th of April, on Tuesday. And the venue will be Palazzo Guerrieri. You will remember Palazzo Guerrieri from the presentation that Salvatore made during the LIM in Ireland. So we will start in Palazzo Guerrieri. We will have a couple of very short workshop. The idea is to focus the first part of the working session on the good practices, because of course we have found that this is something very valuable, particularly of course for the bilateral exchange and matching. that is also will give probably the opportunity for France, for all the France, of course, to present, of course, their practice as well. And of course, just to have a very short presentation based on let's say on a pitch, the one we have experienced in Ireland. I think it was quite successful. Then of course we will have the opportunity to have one per each project partner if it is possible, or if they would like to. Of course, we will try to touch base this and collect, of course, the answer from each partner during this meeting today, and then in the next days as well, using, of course, the team's repositories as well. And some proposal, of course, for the bilateral exchange visit, of course, let's say the second round of the visit in particular. So see if it would be possible, of course, to, let's say, organize in a more detailed way also this bilateral exchange based on the interest and opportunity that, of course, also the good practices will point it out. Then we'll follow with a second session on policy improvement and building capacity. I would say that I've found, of course, that the round of local dialogue, at least in Puglia, have been quite successful and pretty much useful. Also to have a better idea on the way to improve a regional policy. So we would personally like to exchange these results with you, and we hope that also other partners would be also glad, to share the experiences of local dialogue, and of course the assessments on the way to improve regional policy through the I-roadmap as well. So these are the two brief working sessions, and then we will go to visit Palazzo Guerrieri. We will have a tour guided by all the staff of the Cube. So it means Salvatore and their colleagues. And then, of course, the lunch, and then transfer by bus to the Oasi del Cilarese to visit the compendium of Cilarese, which is the second good practice that we have selected in Puglia region. This is not in the city of Brindisi, so it will take a little bit of time, not more than 10. We hope 10 minutes, 10, 15 minutes to reach it. And then after the visit, of course, we will have a wrap up, and then, of course, we will have the formal dinner. And this is the end of day one. And then for the day two, of course, we will have the steering committee meeting. We would like to propose to have the steering committee meeting in Palazzo Guerrieri. Of course, this will be confirmed, using one of the conference room that they have. And then we will move from Palazzo Guerrieri to go to Taranto city. And in the area of Taranto, or between Taranto and Brindisi, we will have the last part of the study visit. So in Taranto, the presentation of Taranto Futuro Prossimo, which is the participatory strategic plan made to give hands and legs to the Just Transition Fund in Taranto. And then we will have the opportunity to visit a company named Valle Fiorita, which is the coordinator of the project Innotipico in Puglia. Is a project that has been developed by a series of companies in the area of Ostuni Martina Franca, which is somehow in between Brindisi and Taranto. And those companies that were devoted, of course, to the primary production of agri-food industry, they developed new technology and nutraceutical innovation to be applied to the traditional products of Puglia region. So we will make, of course, a tour of the company, but also we will have with them a possibility to exchange point of view on the possibility, of course, to start innovation projects in an area that is a transition area as well. Then, of course, after that, let's say a conclusion of the meeting and the transfer back to Brindisi and or to Bari according to the arrival and departure schedule. So I will stop here. So I will just, okay. I don't know if we can all see each other again. And I hope that this gave you an hint about the event organization. Of course, before going to the organizational stuff and some other aspect and give the floor to my colleagues, I would like to ask you if, of course, if there is any suggestion. Of course, we are absolutely free and we welcome very much, all your suggestions. Thank you.
Thank you, Valeria. It looks very good. You have created a good plan, interesting places to visit, and also the theoretical part is interestingly there. You have managed to combine it nicely. Probably remember when we agreed on the dates of monthly meetings, I was asking that do we need March monthly meeting because we are going to meet next week in Apulia, but somebody of you was so wise to tell that we need that for preparation, and I suggest we also we check some of the program items that we have in our work plan also in that monthly meeting week before. So we have the first team session. I don't see the program now, but it was the session about policy improvement and capacity building. Me and Dragana, we are doing some preparations for that, and then a week before we prepare for that event, so we can nicely go through all the things that we need. That was very good. And these places that you have selected, they sound very, very interesting. Did you have links in the program for the places that we can click and prepare?
Yes, we will already have put some of the link. We will also share the agenda in the repository, in the Teams repository. In the LIM5, of course, we will fill in soon after this meeting the pre-events folder and also the presentation, in the sense that we will put, of course, the template for the presentation. So each of you could put, of course, either 3-4 slides for a small pitch about the good practices, and also a presentation on the policy improvement and or at least in our case, the local dialogue feedback, because that has been also something that we have proved to be useful, very useful, and we would like also to share with all of you the results of
That's good. And one thing that I forgot to mention, very good that you have this part about good practices. They are really the most valuable thing, I think, in these programs. And like you saw my email yesterday, last week, we are proposing a new good practice because first because France is joining to our Lotti project, and they have battery industry. We have something that interlinks to that. We have also electric mobility cluster, and we are representing that as a good practice. It's very good that we have a chance also to present that to everybody. And these other French good practices, they are also very good to be presented. That's good. And one thing that about these good practices also, we have already reported 12 good practices, but only about 5 or 6 of them have been officially approved. So there's a chance that we might have to gather more good practices for the project, because we have reported 12. So it's a good chance that we can introduce a couple of new good practices. And one more thing about good practices, we have these bilateral meetings, then we still have a chance to find interesting good practices to go and visit. So for 3 reasons, it's good that we talk about good practices there also.
Yeah, this has been also the idea, of course, from one side to encourage and also encourage also the opportunity to go more in deep of some of the practice through also the bilateral matching, if any of the partner, of course, would be interesting. And also, I mean, from the stakeholder from Puglia region, of course, to get the opportunity to know a bit more about those practices with the other partners and be able, of course, to let's say, organize a visit that could be done also through the next LIM as well, or in combination with. That's for sure, of course.
So if somebody wants to do a bilateral at the same time, it's possible.
It's possible. Of course, we need to know in advance. And also, I would say that maybe this could be also the opportunity. We know that we have just another couple of LIM after this one, but I think that this, if it works, it could be used as well in the next LIM as well. I mean, so why not you combine bilateral matching joint with the LIM? So, of course, I mean, this could be an opportunity. You will find, of course, the link to the places that we will visit in the pre-event folder. And so any of you that you might, or of your stakeholder that you might be interested in having, let's say, an additional session as a bilateral matching, if you would like, if you inform us in advance, we will make the arrangements for those bilateral matching as well.
Okay, does anybody else have comments or questions? Ragana, do you have some comments about the program? I think I at least noticed. Oh, well, please, Dragan, say if you have something. I can then.
No, I mean, the agenda looks really already well organized, and regarding the bilateral meetings, of course, it's possible. I know that it's always a bit difficult to arrange travels. Everyone is quite busy, and if anyone is interested in a dedicated bilateral meeting while in Italy or in the Bari region, the only thing that we need to consider is that this is really separate from the LIM. So it's not within the LIM, but as a separate meeting so that we can report. That's the only thing that I would like to just emphasize again.
Yeah, right. It's correct. I mean, the thing is a side event. I mean, you know,
exactly.
Yeah, exactly. The opportunity is just the opportunity that you are traveling
already
to Puglia,
there.
so then
yes,
yeah, exactly.
Yeah. You can do it either the day before, the day after, or in the afternoon.
Yes. In the afternoon.
Exactly.
Yes, exactly. Yeah.
That's what I was thinking as well.
Good. So we prepare the substance part ahead. Dragana, and maybe if we have some instructions for you to go through beforehand, we'll deliver you the instructions. And then previous week at the monthly event, we are discussing about, for example, about this policy improvement and capacity building things already beforehand, so we can get smoothly into the substance in Apulia. And I also noticed that there's 1.5 hour session at the end of the event for a wrap up. We can maybe use that as a buffer if we need some 30 minutes or something for the substance.
Yeah, absolutely. Regarding, of course, logistic, travel, and information and everything else, of course, this will be put in the repository as well, and you can send to all the partners. But I would like also maybe my colleague Anna could, of course, tell you, and then you can refer, of course, to all of us for any additional information.
Yes, we will prepare a travel kit that can be useful for all of you, both for the, let's say, how to reach Brindisi, because there's an airport in Brindisi, so maybe you can fly to Brindisi, and then all the options for hotels and any other possible interesting things for the travel.
Okay.
While the transfer from Brindisi to Oasi del Cillarese, Brindisi and Taranto, they will be covered by us.
Good. So did you mention when do we get all the dates we already have, so we can book our flights? And then if you have make recommendations about the hotels, please do that beforehand, so we can book them in advance also.
Yeah, absolutely.
Well in advance.
In any case, for the dates, you will have the draft agenda. As I said, soon after this meeting, we will upload the draft agenda in the repository in Teams. Of course, you can use it as a reference for the date. Then we will try to finalize as soon as possible, so you can have also this available. I forgot to tell something that is absolutely important. In the pre-event folder, you will find also, I don't know if we will put it in, separate, but in any case, the registration form, which is absolutely a key, particularly for Anna, for Paola, and for anyone else who is taking care of you. So please, of course, I'm sure that you can help us.
Good. And please add a date by which we have to sign up. So
yes,
yes.
Marco, if it is okay for you, maybe we can decide, maybe I can send to you an email, and maybe we can circulate the email among all the partners. So then if that is okay.
That is okay. And also, I suggest that we should, like we discussed in the monthly meeting, a phone number would be nice, so that we can phone to somebody if he or she is missing at the dinner. So.
We put it in the registration form.
Good.
Then maybe we can also, if we all agree, to put our at least the contact of the partners, we can create also WhatsApp.
No, that's good. We had WhatsApp in Ireland, and that worked.
Yeah, we created the WhatsApp group of LIM4 and Puglia region, and then we can use it for communication, and anytime. I think Fiona is raising there.
I was just wondering, from personal experience, I was just looking for flights from Ireland. It's at least one connecting flight if we come into Bari, but also one connecting flight if we go directly to Brindisi. I'm wondering, do you have a recommendation? Is the train better, or should we be flying into the local airport? Is there a recommendation if we're booking flights, which way to go?
It's up to you. I mean, if you have the possibility to reach directly Brindisi, maybe it's better because you're directly in the place where we meet. If there is no possibility to reach Brindisi, there's a train connecting Bari to Brindisi, of course. There's train, there are buses.
Yeah, I will just add that from the airport of Bari, there is a direct connection to the main train station in Bari. And without, going out of the train station, you can catch the train to go to Brindisi. So this is, if you are not able to reach the airport of Brindisi, from the airport of Bari, you have in any case a direct connection to the main train station in Bari. Is a navette. You can take it from the airport of Bari. You reach the main train station in Bari, and without getting out, I mean, you can catch the train to Brindisi. There is a train, Anna, correct me if I'm wrong, every half an hour, 45 minutes.
Yes.
To go to Brindisi.
Thank you.
Okay, do we have any other questions about the trip? So we have had a nice overview of the program. You are going to upload the draft into the Teams, and also the travel information and the form to sign up. And any other things we should know? Any warnings that don't order pineapple in your pizza?
Okay, now we can start with the nice things. I don't know if, but I don't know. I'm not sure if you would like, I mean, to record this or not.
Are we through the official part? Should we
Okay,
switch off the recording?
if it's out the official part, then of course.
I can maybe switch off the recording, and then we can talk about unofficial things.
Unofficial things, exactly, exactly. So my first recommendation